Okay, today is day 2, geometric probability. Geometric just means that we're going to be dealing with shapes and probability. So some basic geometric area formulas, but otherwise. Okay, so these are the 3 formulas that you need to know from geometry. Area of we'll just do that for a circle. The distance from the center to the edge of the circle is called r. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Area of a rectangle is length times the width. And area of a triangle is half of that, half base times height, or length times the width. Okay, we're going to get into probability in a little bit. First, let's just practice finding the area. So area of a circle is pi r squared. Well, r is 3, so it's pi 3 squared. Depending on the question, I am okay. This is called an exact answer versus putting pi into your calculator and finding what 3.14 times 9 is. So it just depends on the question, and we'll take it case by case basis. Area of a rectangle is length times the width. In this case, that's 5 times 3, which is 15. Last one, area of a triangle is half the base times the height. The base is 6, the height is 3, which is 18. Half of that is 9. Okay, those are simple areas that you need for geometric probability. Now let's try some probability. So the area of the total possible region, that's what we just found, and the area of the desired region is your geometric probability. So probability of the dart landing in the shaded region. So we want the area of the total rectangle on the bottom and the area of the triangle on the top, because this is what we're trying to find. The probability of getting that if I shoot at that entire dartboard. Okay, so let's find our stuff. Area of the rectangle is 5 times, and this whole length it looks like is 11, which is 55. And the area of that little triangle, if the base is 5, because it's 5 on top, and the height is 7, half of 5 times 7 is 17.5. So our fraction would be 17.5, area of the triangle, over 55, area of the rectangle. And if you'd like to, if you don't, because it's not great to have a decimal in the fraction, you could type that into your calculator. So 17.5 divided by 55, and you'd get a decimal of 0.32. That's okay. You could also do 32%. That's also okay. All 3 of those numbers all mean the same thing for probability. Find the probability of a dart landing in the shaded region below. Okay, so shaded region is a square, and and the area of the total region is the circle. That's the shaded. Here's your total. Okay, so area of the shaded, which is the square or the rectangle, is 3 times 3, which is 9. The area of the circle is pi r squared, which is pi times our radius is 10. So 100 pi. Again, here's that exact answer that I was talking about. I would do 9 divided by 100 pi. If you have to put it into your calculator, it's no longer exact. This would be the best way to write it. Find the probability of a dart landing in the shaded region below. Okay, so shaded region is your rectangle. I did it again. And the total area is also the rectangle. Here's the thing. This one's a little tougher. The shaded region is a rectangle minus the circle. And then the total region is the rectangle. So this will help us find the shaded region. So first we need the area of the rectangle, which is 15 times 6, which is 80. Okay, then we need the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. Well, this is easy. It's 1 squared, so it's just pi. Okay, so following the formula that I have on top, I need the area of the rectangle, which is 80, minus the circle, take out that circle hole, and then divided by 80. 80 minus pi over 80. Okay, find the probability of a dart landing in the shaded region below. Okay, so we have the area of the triangle is the shaded region. However, it's missing 2 area of the squares. Both those squares are identical. So that will find our shaded, divided by the total area of that dartboard. That dartboard is that triangle. So the area of the triangle. So let's find our parts. Area of the triangle is half the base, which is 14, and the height, which is 12, which would be 84, I believe. My cats are going nuts. Okay, area of the square is 4 by 4, which is 16. Okay, so let's fill out our formula. Area of the triangle is 84 minus 2 squares divided by the total area of the dartboard is that triangle, 84. So we get 84 minus 32, which would be 62 over 84. If you don't, math in the head is not going very well. Let's try that again. 84 minus 32, perhaps that's 52. I don't care if you reduce it. You can leave it as 52 over 84. You can reduce it. It'd be 27 over 42. You could change it to a decimal. You could change it to a percentage. It just matters when the question says, please leave as a decimal or please change to a fraction. Okay. On your test, you're going to see pictures. You're also going to see word problems. So there is a roof that is 25 feet by 30 feet. I would always recommend drawing these problems. 25 feet will make that side and 30 feet on this side. There's a circular pool with a diameter of 12. What is the area of the roof? So the area of the rectangle is 25 times 30, which would be 750. Okay, what's the area of the pool? Area of the circle is pi r squared, or 144 pi. 12 squared is 144. What is the probability that the skydiver will land in the pool? So the pool is 144 pi divided by the top of the building is 750. Okay, that's the area of the circle divided by the area of the rectangle. Okay, what is the probability that the skydiver will not land in the pool? Well, that means that they're going to land here. That would be our shaded region, would be the area on the outside. The first one was in the pool, which would be, I should color this yellow, or I should color it blue. That would be just the circle. Now this is the rectangle without the circle. So I need the area of the rectangle minus the area of the circle over the area of the rectangle, which would be 144 pi. Let's back up. The area of the rectangle is 750. So it would be 750 minus the area of the pool, which is 144 pi, divided by your total rectangle, which again is 750. You are playing darts with friends. The dartboard is mounted on a piece of corkboard that is 24 inches tall and 30 inches wide. Let's mark this as 30 and this is 24. Assuming the darts thrown at random always hits somewhere in the rectangular board, if it were me, that wouldn't be true. I'd miss the board every time. Find the following probabilities. So it looks like we have 4 different circles. A is the bullseye, and then we have circles around it. Okay, so a dartboard lands in one of the circles. Well, the big circle, this one right here, contains all of them. So that's circle D. So the area of that circle, it's a circle. Maybe we should change this so it's a little bit more clear. Let's do area of circle D is equal to pi 10 squared, which is 100 pi. and they want a probability. So the area of the rectangle is 24 times 30, which would be 720. Okay, so that it lands in any of the circles is 100 pi over the over that rectangular piece. Okay, a random dart will make a bullseye. Well, that's the area of circle A, is the bullseye. The radius is 2 inches, so that's pi 2 squared, which is 4 pi. So 4 pi over 720. A random dart will land specifically in section D. Now we're getting into like the R3s. Okay, so if I want to get just in, let's highlight it. We're just in section D. That's this area here. So I'm going to have to take the big circle. I'm going to have to take the big circle, which is circle D, and subtract out of it circle C. If I take out circle C, that counts for B and A as well. So if I take out circle C, I'll be left with this washer area. And then I'm going to put it over the area of the rectangle. So I need, what do I need? I need the area of circle C. The radius of circle C is 6 inches. So that's pi 6 squared, which is 36 pi. So we already did circle D is 100 pi. Circle C we just found is 36 pi. Area of the rectangle is 30 times 24, which is 720. So if I were to clean this up a little bit, that'd be 64 pi over 720. You don't have to reduce, you can leave it just like that. That was probably an R3 question. Okay, so answer your discussion question. That's going to be your attendance. And then you want to make sure that you complete the formative worksheet. After you have put that in the Dropbox, wait 10 minutes, come back to it. If you have 100, that means you made no mistakes. Most likely you made 1 or more. If you see a 50, that means you made 1 or more. Go back. I made notes so that you can see what you missed. If you're unclear, I'm on Google Meets. I can help you do the whole thing for full credit. Have a good day.